A shared desire to raise awareness on women's issues has brought one artist and a co-owner of a lifestyle boutique together. New Delhi artist Kanchan Chandra's latest exhibition deals with the struggles and celebrations of womanhood. It opens today in Singapore at the Sandalwood Room, a store that sources its crafts from workshops that employ women from disadvantaged backgrounds. For more on the collaboration, we're joined by Kanchan, the owner of the Sandalwood Room, Jayashri Mani. Thank you for coming in and speaking with us this morning. We have a very woman-themed morning, in fact, with all the topics we're talking about. But today, perhaps you could start off by telling us a bit about your collaboration together.
The Sandalwood Room is a new boutique in Singapore on Prinsep Street. I just wanted to bring the most beautiful things that I have encountered in my life into this venture and to share it with the world. And I believe Kanchan is a very unusual artist. I don't know if I can show you this, but this is the first piece of art that I saw of Kanchan, and it has so much in it. I said, okay, for the Sandalwood Room, this is the first person that I'm going to
definitely see the Bollywood influence there.
Yes, yes. This is a very famous Bollywood actress. She's Wahida Rahman. She is perhaps an Audrey Hepburn on the Indian cinema. Yes.
Okay. So Kanchan, tell us about the exhibition itself. What sort of themes do you contend with?
In this exhibition, I have brought mixed medias. That is what Jayashri just showed. I brought some taktis, that is the wooden boards. I worked on them. I worked on the women goddesses, and I've brought jewelry. You know, like the one I'm wearing.
That's a piece from the exhibition, is it?
This is my personal one, but something similar.
Okay.
You have.
And we're showing some images of some of the photos. Well, it was on earlier. Some of the images of your artwork.
And perhaps we can get them back on again.
So can I show you the jewelry?
Oh, you have another
piece that I brought.
Let me hold that up.
I have no idea yet.
I'll hold it
so
up.
I mean, though I'm a painter.
Frida Kahlo.
Yes.
So these are all very strong, independent women.
Yes.
And that seems to be a theme that sort of runs through this exhibition, isn't it? It's sort of empowering.
Yes, I work a lot with strong women, icons, personalities, because I admire them a lot, and that's why I've chosen them. And I work on them. I take out the printouts, I work on the Photoshop, and then I embellish them gradually. It's quite tedious. It's a very tedious job.
Very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, sadly, the reality in India is that women's rights are not at the standard that you would expect them to be or hope that they would be at.
It's very sad.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about how you try to take those experiences, maybe some of your personal experiences, and tell that story through your art.
I think the basic cause is the mindset. We have to change the mindset of Indian men and even Indian women. Yes. It's not only the Indian men. It's like, the way the mother is treating the daughter-in-law and all that stuff. But it's very difficult, because even the everyday life, it's the mindset that, like Eve teasing and all, it's still there. And it's my way. It's a silent protest or a homage to the womanhood that I like to do it. I don't like to come out on the streets and shout, So it's a very silent way of taking out my...
Jayashri, it's a subject that's close to your heart. I understand that a lot of you source a lot from disadvantaged women or people who employ disadvantaged women in India. Why is it such an important issue for you?
Well, I'm honestly quite outraged by what is happening, but I think it's more important for us, for people like us who can bring the plight of these women to the fore. I think it's very important for us to do that. And I also believe that there are two sides to it. It's the women are raised to believe family first, individual has very little value, and the men are raised to believe that they are a little boy, for example, is treated like a little god in the family, and if they don't have any structure or boundaries and they grow up like that, I believe that could result in this kind of explosion once they're adults.
And this is a cycle that is very hard to get out of.
Yes, and honestly, when incidents happen, public opinion in India, it is very fast to react, and then it dies down for a while. But I think the long-term solution is education, And unless people like us actually talk about it, it's not going to get better. The other problem in India is space. We have millions of people sharing very little space, and so there are large families growing up together in very small spaces. You know, so that respect for privacy then it gets suppressed. And
Well,
that obviously you can look at, you can think that anything could happen as a result.
just going off of what she was saying, the female torso is I guess a motif you use in your art. Are you trying to tell a certain story there? What do you want people to walk away from when they see that?
You see, it's the atrocities on women, which is a universal fact. So I don't want to identify the woman. That's why I take the torso. And the problems I have always seen from my childhood, whether it was the maid coming and telling stories, or whether it was our own relations, you know, they were being suppressed by the male folks. So I used to always protest and think that why only the woman, you know, why can't she have equal rights? So that's how, you know, sort of the torsos came out, and the torsos became, you know, sort of more and more interesting, more and more intricate as the time went on.
They must become symbolic as well in that respect, don't they? Because they are faceless.
Yes. Yeah, I think the torso itself, if you look at the Indian sculpture, if you go to Khajuraho or all these places, you know, the grace, it's called Lavanya in Hindi. It's the grace of the, you know, the torso itself. So that has really sort of fascinated me over the years. And I'm not an artist who just works with one medium, because I think you can't go on eating bread every day. No? You need variety. So I work on paintings, mixed media, steel sculptures, down jewelry, and I'm now getting into video art. So I think why not?
Well, Jayoshri, for your work with these disadvantaged women that you source from, you actually have met them and heard their stories. Can you share maybe one of the more memorable ones?
Two aspects to it. I sourced through a retail expert in India, and she has met many of these people. Also, she doesn't work directly with them. There are many, what in India we call them non-government organizations. The government gives them recognition and support if their work is good. And some of them have actively worked on reviving dying crafts. And yeah, so it's not that I meet them directly, but I can say this, I think, because I have experience working with women at home as well. It's not as if they're all secluded in villages, and we don't meet such women in the urban space. But the Indian woman, I think, as with women everywhere, is very strong, is very resilient, but mostly tends to be extremely loyal, because family comes first, as I said earlier. You know, they won't talk about their troubles at home, and they are so cheerful at work, you would not believe that they are so oppressed. It's just unbelievable to see.
Again, if you just have one quick short sentence on what you hope people take away from this exhibition.
I think I should leave.
I think good works, they should just come and see the works, and it's a message which I'm sort of like saying about that woman is powerful today. That's the message that I would like to.
I mean, we're all women who set this up. I've come away to Singapore to set up the Sandalwood Room as a woman alone. I've done it in 7 months. I've taken a derelict shop house in Singapore, and you will not believe the way it is today. And
the whole scenario is changing, I think, you know. I mean, it's you see powerful women in all fields, not only in arts or business,
world leaders.
But the interesting thing about India is we've always had powerful women leaders as well, right from the
But they never came up before. Now they are coming up.
Okay, and I'm sure there'll be more to come as well.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming and speaking with us today.
Thank you.
The New Delhi artist Kanchan Chandra and Jayoshri Amani, owner of lifestyle boutique The Sandalwood Room. Kanchan's exhibition at the store runs today and tomorrow, so do drop by if you're here in town in Singapore.